Nope, I was watching Bindi Irwin and her mom.
And joining us from their individual locations, we have Amie Pollard of B1053, half of the Pollard and Dave Morning Show, and she is at home in Wicksburg. Hello, Amie.
Hello, everybody.
And we also have Squirrel, who is currently in parts unknown. I think he's on the Witness Relocation Program. What's that, Squirrel?
Nobody can find me. Nobody can find me. I'm boondocking out in the middle of nowhere.
He's boondocking. And Dave is at home in Dothan, Alabama, in his home studio. He's apparently sitting right on top of the camera.
Yeah, I wanted to get a close-up of the reflection of my computer screen so that everybody could see exactly what I was doing. Good afternoon, everybody. Hey, make sure you log on to YouTube, and when you search Wiregrass Space Radio and join us live on the internet.
And you can go to Facebook, our Facebook page at B1053. There is a link right there to take you directly to this YouTube Live. And Marcus Cage is live in the Magic 93.1 studio, the People Station. Good afternoon, Marcus.
Good afternoon to all.
It's good to see each one of you all here today. This is Wiregrass Strong, and what we aim to do is basically bring you the latest information that we have, and also kind of ease the burden of the day because it's drive time, and that means you might be on your way home if you've been at work today, or you've had a long day at home with your kids or your family, and you just need a little relief from all the news and all of the the drone of this whole thing. So we certainly thank you for tuning in. In about 10 minutes, we're going to have a special guest join us here. Mr. Mark Culver, the chairman of the Houston County Commission, will be here to talk about the county. And also, we're going to have people calling in. As a matter of fact, we have a caller right now. We're going to go straight to the phones. Good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. And you?
We're doing great. Who is this?
This is Dan with D&D Ribeye Steakhouse.
Hey, Dan.
In Alabama.
What's
Now,
up,
Dan,
buddy?
What's going on?
You can hear all those guys. Amie, talk to him.
Hey, Dan, how are you?
Hey, Dan.
Hey, I'm fine, Amie.
All right.
Good.
We got that worked out. Dave worked
Good to
that
have
out
you
this
on the
afternoon.
program.
Yeah.
Dan, tell us about business. Tell us about how things are going over there at D&D Steakhouse, Rib House.
Things are a little bit slow.
Yeah,
it can be expected. It's hard times for everybody right now, but we're doing the best we can.
Yeah.
We're all in this together. So, we've been very blessed. We've got great customers that have been coming in. Of course, everything we're doing is carry out right now, but we've had a good turnout of folks, and we've been getting support, like I said, from a lot of folks in the area. Like I said, we've been blessed. And we're going to fight it till this thing's over with.
That's right. That's right. Dan, Rebecca brings in treats from you guys to the studio all the time. They are so delicious. Thanks so much.
Yeah, we fight over them.
Yeah, we do.
Those treats, we're actually, with our carry-out orders, we're giving either a slice of the peanut butter cake, or I know the one y'all have had is the cinnamon roll bread pudding.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
We're giving that away with every meal that we help.
So how can they get up with you, Dan? I know they want to eat some of Dan and Donna's awesome food there at D&D Ribeye Steakhouse. What's the best way to order some pickup?
Best way to get a pickup is call us at, of course, the number at the restaurant is 299-0331. We're here from 3:30 till 8, Wednesday through Saturday.
Wednesday through Saturday.
Call it in, or you can go up in the morning. We'll come out and get your order.
That's awesome. And for those of you that don't know,
Dan, they want to know where you're located, buddy.
We're located at the corner of Highway 231 and Dale County 18. It's halfway in between Ozark and Dothan.
That's perfect.
All right.
Absolutely perfect. So on your way home, you can just call that number and tell them you want one of those mouth-watering ribeyes from D&D Ribeye Steakhouse. You'll get that free dessert. Dan, give them that phone number again so they know how to order, okay?
Yes, sir. It's 299-0331.
299
0331.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, Dan. Thanks so much for calling in, and we're behind you, man, 100%.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Dan. We certainly appreciate you calling today, and thank you for what you do over there at D&D Ribeye Steakhouse. We appreciate businesses calling 699-1053, 699-1053. Marcus, jump on some of those topics for us. We've got quite a bit of stuff going on, and like I said, in just a couple of minutes, we're going to have a guest in here, but let's go ahead and get this thing started.
I would, but I'm not really prepared. I'm looking at the one about the Red Cross. Red Cross and Salvation Army, Wiregrass United Way, having a blood drive. That's needed in this time. A blood drive. I mean, they're getting low on blood, so they're needing donations, and they're needing them in a hurry drive on Tuesday, March from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. on the corner of Alice and South Bell Street. So make sure you go over there. If you don't know where Alice and South behind there, Street, go to Bell, turn on Bell. Is right there, the Salvation Army, and they're having a blood drive, 10 to 3 on March 31st.
That's awesome, Marcus. That's a great job. Hey, I'm seeing here on our chat, Brandon Henderson. He's a real estate agent here in the Wiregrass, works with IXL, and he's got a genius way for showing houses right now. He's doing it with FaceTime. So if you've got a house you want to see, you can give Brandon Henderson a call, and he'll do a FaceTime tour through the house. Thanks for checking in with us, Brandon.
All right, cool. We got another call here. Good afternoon. How you doing? Hello.
Hey, it's Wiregrass Strong. Hello.
Are you there? I hear you. Well. All right.
That's right. Sometimes they get shy when you put them on live. Guys, look, this is your opportunity to let us know what you've got going on in the Wiregrass, how you're kind of doing your part, whether it's with a local business or if you've come up with some creative ideas to spend with your family. This is the time to share with everybody. I tell you, last night we had game night at the Gilligans. That's going to become more and more frequent. We broke out some games that we hadn't seen from, 3 or 4 Christmases ago. And we had a good time playing games and just, breaking down the day and I guess really spending that family time that normally we'd be all hustle and bustle and where you going and what's going on and check in with me, They're right here now.
I saw one of the sweetest things yesterday, a nursing home. They were doing full-size hungry hippos. They had big upside-down Tupperware containers with a broom stuck in it. Nice. And they were using them to gobble up tennis balls on the floor. It was pretty cool. Hey, standing by in the green room right now, ready to come on air, is the chairman of the Houston County Commission, Mr. Mark Culver. We're going to welcome him to Wiregrass Strong. There he is. Mark, how in the world are you?
Hello.
That's a relative question, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Hey, Mark.
Yeah,
Good to see you, man.
How I am, it changes pretty much like every hour, doesn't it?
It really does. And Mark, I wore this hat just for you, Mark.
Ah, good for you.
There you go, man.
When did you start pulling for Atlanta, Ricky?
The Angels. That's who that is. The Angels.
Well, if it's got a rat tail, it's not Atlanta. You won't get it that way.
Mark,
hey, Mark,
it's a pleasure to have you here. Go ahead, Amie.
I was just going to say, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the Wiregrass area, because we want this show to be as informative as possible, putting out the information that we need to get to our viewers on YouTube right now, and also to our folks over 4 radio stations. What are some of the newest developments that we have going on here in Houston County and Dothan?
Well, I was going to say statewide. Of course, we just had an announcement of the first death in the state, so that's not good news. I guess we knew that would eventually come. We continue to monitor all the activities. We've had a low occurrence of people with the virus, but frankly, I think that's part because of testing, part because of reporting. I mean, it's here, it's everywhere, and we've just got to continue to ask everyone to do what they are doing, and that is stay home, not get out, do the things you know to do, wash your hands, all the things you've heard. I'm not going to say all that. Y'all have heard them.
Right.
The worst of this, last week was extremely hectic. I mean, extremely, every day was something. This week has been a little calmer, but I want people to get false comfort from that, because I think it's still going to get worse than it is now.
Right. Do you foresee the Wiregrass area being able to have any of the drive-through testing that's been done in some of the other states?
Of course, that really is a question for the health department and our EMA guys. I try to defer to them, but just from the conversations I've heard from them, I think that's something that we hope at some point. But Amie, the logistics of that are extremely difficult. If we just say all of a sudden, okay, we've got drive-through testing, come one, come all, you can't do that. It will have 50,000 people, not that many, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
There'll be an uncontrollable number of people that just want to say, well, I've got a sniffle, I need to go get tested. So we've got to set up some parameters. We've got to set up locations. And more importantly, we got to get the tests. The tests aren't available yet. We need to be sure the hospitals and other testing sites that really are being hit with people that really have the symptoms, that really need the testing, that they get those first before we start going to the masses, if you will. And that's going on now. The health department is handling all that.
How readily are the tests available for our area? Like, do we have a sufficient number of tests here in the Wiregrass area? Or I know nationwide there is a shortage of those, but do you think that part of the reason that our numbers may be our low occurrences are because we still just don't have the number of tests that we need here in the Wiregrass?
Well, I know a lot of people have been tested, and the reporting of the tests is difficult. It takes a while for the test to be read, for the culture to go through everything it does. I think the hospitals have the tests they need. You don't have tests for every business. I got called by a business this morning that said they had an employee that had symptoms and all, but they couldn't get a test from their doctor or whatever. And
that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, that type of testing is just not available right now. But I think hospitals have the tests they need. I think some of the other labs and whatnot, the private labs, have the tests they need. But you're right about the numbers. I mean, when you look at Mobile, and I can't remember how many occurrences they have now, but you know good and well that Mobile County, as large as they are, have more cases of it than what's being reported. And it's strictly, to me anyway, it's strictly a derivative of the number of tests that are ongoing.
Right.
Marcus, do you have any questions for Mark this afternoon?
Marcus.
I
was wondering, is Houston anything to either community or provide some kind of reassurance to the community?
Well, I think the reassurance is that we live in what I think is the greatest community in the world. Our people are doing the things they need to. They're taking care of each other, and not just in Dothan and Houston County. We don't. Whenever we talk about our community, we don't just talk about Dothan and Houston County, because that's our community is so much bigger than that.
Sure.
We've got people struggling just over the line in Georgia. If you look at Blakely and even further over into Albany and Donaldsonville, they've really been hit by some of this. There's been some deaths right over there. Down on the coast, there have been, there was I can't remember if it was Okaloosa or Walton, where there was a couple of deaths. So our extended community, if you will, has had some issues, but overall, our people do what they need to do. We continue to tell people to get out and support the businesses that you can. I mean, a lot of us can't afford to go out to eat every meal, but we need to try to support those people who are living day to day, and those restaurants that are working curbside and whatnot. And because it's going to be a long haul, and the economic impact, particularly in a community like Dothan. You know, we're a retail community, we're an eat out community, and now we're telling everybody to stay home. So that hits hard. Hits hard to us. So we just encourage everyone to try to support those businesses any way you can, and it's going to be harder and harder, but we want to continue to try to do that. Now, I will say from the county's perspective, you know, we still have employees coming to work. We encourage people to use online, use mail in for your services. Deadlines have been extended, so we want you to. It's more important that you stay home and stay well and stay safe than you renew your tag on March 31st, if that makes any sense. So,
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, we've extended those deadlines, so you're not going to get in trouble for not renewing your tag.
Mark, thank you so much. We're going to talk with you here in just a minute about county services and how those are going on. But we do have a caller on the line right now. Okay. Caller, what's your name?
My name's Kyle. Just wanted to call in, and I know the other day y'all had, I think Miss Christie was her name, a nurse over there at a medical center, and, you know, they're working their tail off right there.
Yeah, they are.
I hate to kind of embarrass myself a little bit because I'm going to probably get made fun of, but I'm a paramedic locally for the area as well. And,
appreciate that, man.
I just want to reiterate too that kind of like what Miss Christie said, we're busy, everything's going good, but if I could just say to people out there, you know, I know it's really irritating, but you can follow the guidelines the best you can and just kind of hang loose, stay at home, and keep an eye on your symptoms. Not everything really requires the ER because that's going to get them backed up. The main thing is please get in contact with your regular doctor, talk with them, go right there. And if your symptoms do get worse, obviously, please call 911. We'll be more than happy to come help you out. But the best thing to do, like a lot of people have been saying, I just want to reiterate, is just do the rules. Just try to keep as positive as you can. Just be smart about everything. I also want to pass along, Gibson Distillery is still doing hand sanitizer. However, it may be a couple of days. They ran out today, and they're trying to make some more.
I went a little while ago. They're out for sure.
They still got the stomach sanitizer, though, right?
Yeah, they said probably 6 or 7 days, maybe before.
Yep, that's it. That's what they told me when I was there. I probably was there with you.
You probably were. Thank you so much for all you're doing. I know being on the front lines has to be pretty overwhelming at times. And I think that a lot of times listeners and people at home forget, you know, not only do you have to worry about your own health, you have to worry about the health of your family and what you could be, you know, bringing home to them. So we know there's a lot on your mind, and our prayers are definitely with you all. Thank you so much for what you do.
That's the problem. It's work, and you just kind of have to be smart about it. It is pretty nerve-wracking sometimes, but you just gotta, like everything else, like somebody said, we're all in this together. We just gotta ride it out.
Right.
Thank you so much, Kyle. We appreciate the call this afternoon. Mark, tell us a little bit. I'm going to get to you here in a minute, Squirrel, because I think you're back there doing shots of hand sanitizer. We need to wake him up. So, Mark, tell us a little bit about county services and how things are continuing. I know that garbage and sewage and law enforcement, all of those things obviously have to be maintained. So speak on that just a little.
That is correct, but before we get off of it, I want to. Kyle said a mouthful. Everything he said is dead on, and he said, you know, I tip my hat to all of our health professionals. I mean, everything he said was exactly right. You need to keep doing all that, and even making the point of Gibson, and you know, there are others too that have transformed their business into doing other things that are helpful to our community. I mean, that's just like we were saying a minute ago, our people do the things they need to. But right now, all of our employees are still working. We're not allowing any of, you know, public citizens into any of our buildings, with the exception of the courthouse, because there's an order in place on, you know, if you have certain things that are constitutionally mandated. But yes, garbage is going to continue. Even if we were to go into a shutdown, things like garbage, law enforcement, things that are absolutely required would continue. Essential, we call that essential personnel, would carry on. But right now, all of our employees are working and they're handling all of the things we mentioned earlier. Licenses, tags, by internet and those kind of things. So we want them to work. We want them to work as long as they can. But as of tomorrow, we've been handling some curbside activities. As of tomorrow, that will stop. We just don't feel like the interface of our employees with the public from either direction needs to go on. So that'll stop from all of our buildings, not just the admin. But it's just we just got to social distancing is the word of the year.
It is the key, isn't it, Mark? It really is.
Strawberry cheesecake.
All right, we got another caller on the line. Good afternoon. Who is this on the phone? Hello, how are you?
Heather. Good, how are you?
Good. Who is this?
This is Heather from David's Catfish House.
Oh, well, hey, Heather.
Oh, he called to make us hungry, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Tell us how you're taking care of business over at David's Catfish House.
Well, we're still offering drive-through services and call-in services. So what happens is you call your order in, you can come to the drive-through and pick it up. If it's not ready, we park you in the parking lot. We bring it out to your door so you never have to leave your car.
That's perfect, Heather. And can I get a month's worth of Hush Puppies? Just one big bag. Just a big bag.
Absolutely.
Mark wants them to stay calm.
Yes.
Heather, thank you so much for calling this afternoon. What's that, Amy?
You.
I said thank you so much, Heather.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Heather. We certainly appreciate it. David's Catfish House still taking care of those hungry for catfish and hush puppies and coleslaw. Y'all get over there and take advantage of their business. Yeah.
Question for you, Mark.
Yes, ma'am.
We were talking just a few minutes ago about like Gibson Distillery stepping up and doing the hand sanitizer. If there were some businesses in the Wiregrass area that would like to step up to the plate and offer their services for maybe some things that we need here locally, is there anything that you can think of or an area where some local businesses could contribute to the needs of the immediate Wiregrass?
Well, there's a need for feeding. We had an announcement yesterday of the food bank getting some food, and there were 250 cars in line before we could turn around, and that needs to be coordinated. But anybody that wants to do anything like that really has something to provide. We had one institution today that had a bunch of chicken that they needed to give away because they were a wholesale, and the restaurants aren't buying it, so rather than it going to waste, they wanted to donate it and give it to somebody. So we worked all that out. But anyone that wants to do that, we encourage them to call our EMA office, which is the Joint Information Center. That's where all the information is supposed to be routed through. We've had a little issue with that, but we're working those issues out. Okay. And also 211 is a clearinghouse for those kind of things. That I don't know, y'all are familiar with 211, but
absolutely,
they're awesome. Such an asset in our community, particularly in times like this. And so, either of those two places, if anyone has anything that they want to provide or wants to help, those are the two places to go. And feeding is gonna, I'm afraid, as this goes forward, we got figures today that I can't remember the exact numbers, but normally in a week we have like 30 unemployment claims, and there were something like 400 and something. I don't know if that number is right.
Sure, and it's generally the service industry, right?
Yeah, big a differential. So I think unemployment numbers come out nationally, I think tomorrow, I believe, and it's going to be a scary number. So we're going to have a lot of people hurting. Next week is the 1st, and you got rent due, you got car payments due, you got all of those things that we just take for granted. And there are a lot of people that don't have jobs, don't have money, and you don't pay your rent, and the property owner can't pay their note payment, and then the bank can't. It's just a trickle down effect.
Right.
So,
Well, Mark,
we're going to start feeling all that.
Mark, what is the county doing to prepare in case we have that kind of cascading effect over the next couple of weeks? Has the county got a game plan together, and they're getting kind of priming the pump, so to speak?
You mean financially?
Well, yeah, financially and all kinds of aspects, but infrastructure and just kind of keeping the gears greased, so to speak.
Well, this is a I hate to use the word weird, but this is a different type of disaster we're dealing with. We're used to dealing with hurricanes. And
that's right, storms and such.
Flood. Yeah. We do those all the time, but this is not an infrastructure-driven disaster. We don't have bridges out and roads.
Well,
out.
what I mean by infrastructure is, garbage collection and utilities and such, and people unable to pay, and you understand what I'm saying.
I do. Yeah. Well, two things. One, we've got, as far as continuity of service, we've got a plan in place for that, so that if our employees get sick, if the guy running the garbage truck is sick, we've got to have somebody in line to back him up, so that your garbage continues to get picked up. We've got that in place. From a financial perspective, if people don't pay their bill, aren't able to pay, we'll work with them best we can. I mean,
sure.
We understand, but we as a county always have a reserve in place for things like this, or hurricanes, or other things.
And see, not everybody knows that, Mark, and that's good to know.
It is, and the good thing, about the county, our main source of revenue is property tax, and that's not a growth tax, but it's a steady tax, and it's always going to be there. Whereas if you're sales tax oriented, sales tax right now, I hate to even see the numbers next month. They're going to be way down. So that has a huge up and down, but our property tax will be steady. So we're going to, assuming this doesn't go on for a long period of time.
Sure.
We'll be okay. And not just us, but the whole community. I know we've been through these kind of things. We'll come out of this fine, but we just got to get through the next few weeks, I think.
For sure.
And longer, unfortunately. So.
Yeah. Well, a lot of things are hot topics. One of them is the Red Cross needs blood. We know that. And also one thing that hasn't been touched on, but and it's not directly related to county business, but scammers are starting to pop up, and
we talked about that this morning.
Yeah, they're offering seniors incredible discounts on miracle drugs and cures and vaccines and stuff. And also the Small Business Association Disaster Relief Loan is a big deal, but you need to apply for it now. These businesses are starting to hurt. They need to get in there because it can take 30 to 45 days to even get it processed. So,
yeah, you said a lot right there. If you're a small business, you need to go ahead and go on the website and apply for the Small Business Disaster Loan. If you don't need it, that's fine. If you do, you're ahead of the curve. All these bills they've passed, it takes some time to really digest what they've done. But yes, go online and go ahead and get that small business loan process going. If anybody knocks on your door and says they want to sell you a coronavirus test for a cheap price,
no,
probably that's not real. So avoid that at all costs.
There have been some reports of that.
There have. Yeah, I wasn't kidding. I mean, that is going on right now. And I just don't understand. I mean, I know people are desperate sometimes, but I don't understand people that do that. I just don't understand.
Take advantage of a situation.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
They're predators, and they prey on the vulnerable, those who are scared and those who are older. So
the good news is there's 6 people on the computer right now that aren't that way, and we're going to do our best to make sure that we do get through this together.
Well,
absolutely.
And that's right. You all and others that are on mass media and social media and the regular media, if media is still regular, but all of those that get the word out, we really depend on and appreciate you guys doing that, because it's just amazing to me the things people try to pull over on people in times like this, and I have no patience for folks like that. But
we can count on you to give us the skinny when it comes to the county, Mark. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
And speaking of skinny, what you got there, Squirrel?
Well, people are following in our footsteps, I believe, and it's a good thing that they are. You can join the Alabama Kidney Foundation. They're not doing it as they did it. They're doing it live. It's a virtual walk. It's happening Saturday, April 4th. They got the curbside pickup for donations and team prizes at the Dothan area chamber parking lot. That's located at 102 Jamestown Boulevard in Dothan between 8 and 10 a.m. You can tune in live at 9 a.m. Alabama Kidney Foundation's Facebook. Announcement of team prizes and grand total is going to be going on. Online donations accepted at, here we go, wiregrasskidneywalk.org. All right, and it goes towards a walker or team. And donations are accepted via Cash App or Venmo, whatever that is, but it's accepted. If you know what it is, it's accepted. Please include in the description that is designated for the Wiregrass Kidney Walk. Or I might get lunch that day. Donations can also be sent to the Alabama Kidney Foundation. You can get your pen and get ready because it's coming. P.O. Box 355, Dothan, Alabama. All this information, by the way, is going to be up on our Facebook pages too. So if you hear something that we're talking about and it goes right over your head, just go to one of our Facebook pages. We'll hook you up.
Hey, we want to say hello to Terry Baldry. I believe that's Baldry. And he was speaking to Kyle. Thanks for what you do. You are frontline in the trenches. Thank you so much for your service. That's from Terry Baldry. Thank you so much for checking in on YouTube Live and leaving a comment there. You can do it as well. It's YouTube Live, Wiregrass Radio, and we do this every afternoon at 5. Wiregrass Strong. Mark, Chairman of the Houston County Commission. Mark, we thank you so much for spending the afternoon with us, and you're welcome back. I don't know what Dave is doing. He's wrestling an alligator or something.
He's killing me.
I tell you what, we'll let him bail out until he gets whatever he's got done.
You can't take him anywhere.
Mark, thank you so much for being with us this afternoon, and I do hope you'll come back. Like I said, we're going to be doing this every afternoon at 5 o'clock until this thing is over, and trying to just have a point for a collection of information in the afternoon. We take all 4 of our FM signals, and we do this, and we bring all these individual air personalities together, and folks like you who have some information that we can use and we can find helpful to give to the public. So thank you so much for what you do, Mark, and stay 6 feet from everyone and wash your hands, son.
I'm doing that. I'm about to wash my skin off, I think. It's horrible.
There you go. Thank you, Mark.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mark. We certainly appreciate it. All right. I'm looking down here to see if let me see if old there he is.
I thought I had it set up perfectly, but Amie corrected me in the private chat.
Well, when I zoomed in on you earlier, I was going to have you go to the skin doctor and have that mole checked right above your lip.
That's a zit. I'm only about 17. Hey, guys, just to follow up a little bit on what Mark was talking about, just for the city of Dothan, they've got a different government system. And I just found out that Dothan is implementing a no-touch trash collection. Okay. So that means they're going to use nothing but the automated processors to collect your garbage. And so here's how it works. It's going to be exclusively automated, and it's only enough garbage that can fit inside the cart with the lid closed. Regular days are when they're going to collect, but it's going to be all hands-free, so no overloading those garbage bins, okay?
I got you. Marcus, did you get that email I sent out about the hospital corpsman second class? Mr. Alton Gibbs from Dothan. Did you get that one? If not, I'll go ahead and read that one.
I have not seen it.
Okay, it's pretty nifty here. This is a hospital corpsman second class, Alton Gibbs. He's from Dothan, and he is on board the USNS Mercy. That is the floating hospital. And he is deployed in support of the nation's COVID-19 response efforts, and will serve as a referral hospital for the non-COVID-19 patients currently admitted to shore-based hospitals. They're going to be moving the non-COVID-19 patients.
What?
Yeah, okay. I think we got Ricky on a little lag. He was gesticulating with his hands and might have pulled the cord. So here's the thing. I think he was saying that they're going to start moving
there they are. I just want to salute Hospital Corpsman Second Class, United States Navy, Alton Gibbs of Dothan, Alabama, being on board Team Mercy. What's that,
All
Mark?
right.
So, we didn't hear a thing you were saying because you buffered and left us.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, we kept going. So that's the cool thing about StreamYard. As long as one person is still here, then it keeps right on going. I did want to say that if you didn't catch B1053's morning show this morning, they did it right here on YouTube, and they had a very special guest, Kate Falcon, and she was in here from Sweet Tea Trio, and it was a great show, and they'll do it again tomorrow. And so be sure and join them. Anything else, Marcus? I don't even
just remember, if you're looking for information, you check out each one of our Facebook pages. Magic 93 is Magic 93.1 WBBK. You have Rock 100.5 is the Rock of Dothan, and B105 after that, B1053. And also check pages such as Gibson's. I found out from Gibson that they were out, so I didn't even have to go out there. But they're thanking everybody who did participate, and they'll let you know exactly when these hand sanitizers will be back. But also, when they are back in production again, they only want you to bring 8-ounce bottles. 8-ounce bottles, nothing bigger, because there's so many people that are trying to get that, get that sanitizer. So check, exactly that. Come back and check other Facebook pages, because they'll give.
Hey, Squirrel, what you got going on Rock 100.5?
You're going to have to say that again. I didn't hear anything you just said. You zapped out on me.
All I said was I was going through Headland on Church Street, and I saw a bunch of people standing outside a distillery with gallon jugs. Heck, I grabbed a gallon jug and got in line because I didn't know what they were passing out. And then it was hand sanitizer. So anyway.
So I think final word needs to be best practices, right?
Yeah.
Social distancing and wash your daggum hands.
20 seconds, 20 times a day.
All right, guys, I got to check out. I am heading out. Y'all make sure that you check out Pollard and Dave in the morning on B1053. And y'all remember, Wiregrass, be strong, guys. Thank y'all so much.
All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and back out of here. Catch Squirrel tomorrow morning, Rock 100.5. Catch Marcus at 9 o'clock on Magic 93.1, the People Station. And catch Pollard and Dave on B1053. This is Wiregrass Strong, and I want to thank y'all for being here. We're going to turn it back over to normal programming. Thank you so much.